all the way at this point. You know, get a couple innings from him and then probably be ready to bring somebody else in to close it out.
And that change could be right now, but with no one on and 2 men out, it looks like the lefty Hennessy will be left in to face the right-handed hitting Cook, who's gone 2 for 3 so far tonight with a single and a double. He was on base when Woodall hit the 3-run homer. Righty Andrews continues to loosen the bullpen, though. Tigers also have Alex Schnell up. Cook takes strike 1.
Hennessy's starting to find a good release point on that slider now. He's hitting with it on a consistent basis. He's making his fastball much better, even though it's only 87.
Sounded more than 87 that time for the Tiger freshman out of Dorman High in Spartanburg County. One pitch, 1-2 the count. Hennessy trying to retire his 6th man in a row since giving up that Myers homer. One-two. Jolly pounding his glove, wishing he'd stop that one. Of course, we saw that game in which Jolly caught Eubanks in that Nevada series, and the ball was all over the place. They never really could get together. In the air to left, Rolman back at the hill, at the wall, looks up, and it's out of here. So Coastal Carolina has matched Clemson in the home run category on the night. 3rd one hit. And for Billy Cook, his 10th of the season. It's a 1-run game.
So Hennessy throws that slider in the dirt, gets away, and then comes back. But look, it's belt high. And I tell you, these Coastal hitters, man, they're not missing it. You make a mistake, they are making you pay. See it right there, middle of the plate, belt high.
I think Roman thought for a moment he might have a chance to grab that one, but as you see, it carries a good 8 to 10 rows back up into the stands. Monty Lee out of the dugout will call for the right-hander as Gore, the switch hitter, is due up, so they want to turn him around and have him hit from the left side of the plate. So we will see Patrick Andrews, and kind of a bittersweet appearance for Jacob Hennessy. He allowed just 2 hits. Both were solo home runs and helps Coastal Carolina.
That ball was supposed to be in, and again, middle of the plate. Gore had a good cut at it, but fouled it off. You can see the look on his face. He was thinking he should have hit that one.
Andrews pitched an inning in 2/3 against Louisville over the weekend. Looks like he's going to get out of this inning facing just 1 batter, the pop-up, and Davidson. Once they got past that, it wasn't comparable. With Jackson over. Popped up. Let's see if Jolly has room behind the plate. He will run out of real estate.
Myers swings right over the top of it.
Another. Season was done. And then last year it just didn't start well, and he decided to transfer. And he ends up against the school that he suffered a major injury against. Chops this one on the right side. Cox, nice job, the flip, but Myers able to beat it out. Pretty athletic play by Andrew Cox. I don't know if he had any other option. I don't think he would have had time to plant and throw, but certainly Andrews was there to cover, so a one-out base runner and yet another multi-hit game for Wood Myers, the Coastal Carolina second baseman.
No, their better chance was to just be calling him off, let Green pick it and throw it. But once he committed to it, there was really no play for him at that point.
Well, that would have been a night of many fine plays turned in by Andrew Cox. That would have been one of the best of his career, his long time spent here in the Tiger uniform. Here's Rivers. Singled his first time up, was caught stealing, and has since driven in a run with a pitcher of the night. Tigers face the number 2 team in the nation, Louisville, over the weekend. They faced a top 5 North Carolina team 2 weekends ago. And Monty Lee facing a defending national champion that, again, has been a very good program over the years, even before they made their run in Omaha. They thought a few years ago they were going to get there. They had a really good team, and South Carolina came in and beat them in their own super regional. Schnell coming on. You see the numbers so far this season for him.
Yeah, and you're catching them at their hottest point of the year. And
strike on the inside edge.
Really good 2-0 fastball because Lancaster's looking for something middle of the plate. Schnell did not give it to him. Now he has to hit with his breaking ball to make him just as worried about it.
And this one into right center field. It'll get down. Runner will be waved around third as the ball gets by the right fielder Jackson. They'll also bring in Rivers in Coastal Carolina. The 2-run shot to the gap by Lancaster, his first hit of the night, and the Chanticleers have their first lead of the evening at 8-7. Let's see how they scored. If they straight up scored a double, it'll definitely be a hit. But as the ball got by Weston Jackson, and they're going to go ahead and call it a 2-run double for Lancaster. He now has 29 runs batted in on the season.
So Schnell throws a fastball the time before and then comes right back with it. I was looking for a slider there. Lancaster's ready. He drives it between the gap of center and right, scoring both guys.
Here's Josh Crump. He's hoping to join the hit parade, and Coastal's now moved in front in the hit category, 12-. For the designated hitter, Corey Wood. Wood, another lefty batter. 6 of them who could hit from the left side of the plate for the Chanticleers in their lineup. I believe that's the first walk issued by a Clemson pitcher tonight, and that is the case. A lot of strikeouts on both sides. And we'll see Riley Gilliam, the Tigers closer, will come on. The right-hander, obviously a non-save situation, but Monty Lee wanted to keep it right here. You know, Wood hits 8th in their lineup. Corey Wood, the freshman from Raleigh, who's due up now, but he has been hitting .393 during Sun Belt Conference play, so he has been a very solid hitter, and he's recently just returned from an injury. So Gilliam will come on. Obviously, the Coastal Carolina starter Veneziano is off the hook, and Tyler Jackson, the Clemson starter, will not be getting his 9th win of the season tonight. And Villas, who's done a fine job in relief, coming in and keeping the Tigers at bay since he came out of their bullpen back in the 5th inning after Jackson hit the 2-run homer, and he has allowed Clemson nothing since. Well, he now is in line to pick up a victory. Gilliam appeared just once over the weekend against Louisville. That was on Saturday when he threw an inning and 2/3, allowed 4 hits, just 1 run. It was earned, and he had a strikeout, but there are his numbers to date on the season.
And you see that Gilliam's got a great curveball. It's been very effective hitting with that. 42 strikeouts you see there, and just 29 in the 3rd inning. So just want to make sure when you come out of the pen to relieve that you've got to be hitting with at least 2 pitches. You cannot find yourself just 1 pitch. You don't need to have 4. But you got to have two that you're hitting for strikes that you feel confident in, that if you get behind, you can throw something with a wrinkle on it.
Well, the Tigers met as a team today. They'd been struggling for the first time this year. They were hearing the critics, and they'll be showing if they can bounce back as they've fallen behind here 8-7. Gilliam, the sophomore out of Kennesaw, Georgia. But a Tiger team just trying to relax a little bit. And well, it's 7-1 tonight after 5. It looked like they were feeling great, both mentally and physically. But give this Coastal Carolina team a lot of credit. Trying to win a conference title of their own, both regular season and tourney crown, but also trying to show that they should always be mentioned in the same breath with the Tigers and the Gamecocks, for that matter, with a College World Series championship to their credit. Moved up to the Sun Belt Conference. Not that the Big South hasn't produced some good baseball over the years, but Coastal trying to be regularly mentioned in that conversation among the top programs, not only in this state, but nationally. Chopper to second. Don't know they can get two. The out there. Throw to first, and beating it out just barely was Wood. And Lancaster moves over to third. That one a lot closer than I thought it was ever going to be when it left the bat. 2 outs now in the inning, and Monty Lee talking to Doug Vines, the first base umpire, who has made some really good calls tonight on bang-bang plays. And that time looked like they might have had Wood by half a step, but, well, the video does not lie, so let's take a look.
Get the quick flip from Green there. And
boy, I think Ty goes to the runner. A better angle right here. And Cox doing everything a first baseman should, trying to push off the bag, but I think that Wood beat it out. So a fielder's choice, score at 4-6 on the out at second. First and third now. 9th place hitter in the order, and a big defensive play turned in by this guy to get Coastal Carolina out of the Tigers' 7th, Matt Beard. The Tigers had him on first and third with 2 out. The runner at first went, and Beard faked a throw, and Weston Jackson at third had come down the line too much, so Beard zipped the ball to his third baseman Lancaster at an angle with Jackson blocking most of the path of flight, but a beautiful throw, and Jackson essentially ran right back into the tag. Beard saw some action in that College World Series run last year.
Fastball at 92 miles an hour, so good fastball. Has not hit with a break ball again. These are crucial late in the ball game to be able to hit with them. Hitters have been seeing fastball after fastball all game. They're ready for that.
You're one of the few batters on either side in this game who has not gotten a base hit. 23 hits combined, 12 for the Chanticleers, 11 for the Tigers, but Coastal obviously with the big number where it counts the most, with 2 runs across here in the 8th inning, as Gilliam gets ahead in the count 1-2.
Came right back with another fastball, 92 again. Now it's time to hit with your out pitch, that that nasty curveball. Get off the field, let your hitters come back in and take charge.
Beard just getting a piece to stay alive. A 264 hitter. Love to get this guy because the very impressive leadoff hitter Cook waits on deck. He's working on a 3-for-4 night. And a swing and a miss, off-speed pitch, and he gets him. Second strikeout in the inning, but damage done in between. 2 runs coming home on the double to right by Lancaster. First hit of the night for Seth Lancaster. A big blow at that. Tigers now trailing 8-7 as we head to the bottom of the 8th.
Tomorrow on E60.
I'm labeled the biggest bust.
Just having the troubles that I thought he might.
In a pinch hitting role tonight. One down. Pitcher throwing to first. Fast man running, and they gotten him on a close play at first. He's averaging 1 a game in that category. Among the national leaders all year long, and on his way to 60 walks this year, which everyone thought in the preseason would be a reasonable expectation. 1-1. Off speed that time. Nice pitch. What did he do?
Yeah, he came right back, and again, good location. You see it outside. It's again a good location for Beer, though. He likes to get his arms extended. It was there, but he just slightly pulling his head out to where that ball disappears a little bit when it gets on the outside.
Bill is ahead in the count. See if he wastes one on 1-2 and tries to get Beer to chase. Pinder waiting on deck. One of the hot hitters for this Tiger team. Beer didn't mean to that time. The count will stay 1-2.
There's the changeup right there. And Beer was fooled, but fortunately got a piece of it as it hit home plate.
Bags full of Tigers here in the home 8th. What a game we've had tonight. A memorable regular season home finale. 1-2. Count even 2-2. I've got to think he lives on the inner third of the plate with this next pitch and the one after that if needed.
Yeah, and or throw that changeup. It's so effective when you're throwing 95. I mean, 11 miles off of a pitch can really get you on your front foot.
2-2 pitch. And this one hammered high, deep to right, way back, and out of here! A grand slam! Seth Beer! Nearly a month since he's touched them all, but this one puts the Tigers back in front. And then some.
Well, you were talking about it all game. You felt like he had that tonight, that it was in him, that he was due, the way he swung early. The situation called for it. The team needed it. And Seth Beer, after falling behind with 2 strikes, delivers a long, long home run to right center. He knew it when he hit it. And you see it there, carrying the right center field wall.
Boy, that signature swing in which he's able to barrel up, and so many times this year, balls in like that. He's just hit it on the inner third of the bat and hit grounders that he didn't hit last year. But, wow. For Beer on the season. 13th homer that ties him with Chris Williams. He now has 5 RBIs in the game. It's his 3rd hit of the ball game. Cox swinging over top to show that the 8th inning, but has him ahead 11-8, so 3 more outs to get, and Riley Gilliam now in line to get the victory. The guy who leads the Tigers with 4 saves on the year and has pretty much inherited the role of closer. Kyle Wilkie, the freshman, in to catch because, of course, Robert Jolly, who had that big walk to start things out for the Tigers in the 8th inning, was replaced by the pinch runner. As it turns out, Jolly would have been just fine because of the mishaps by the Coastal pitcher on the or the Coastal catcher on the air, and then the Tigers were just simply trying to sacrifice guys, and obviously Renwick walked home as the pinch runner when Beer hit that blast.
I think you could see in Beer's face some severe satisfaction, relief, and a lot of pride that he wanted to really come through in that moment.
Gilliam trying for his 3rd win on the season, comes in at 2-1. Cook, as we told you, a good night for him. He's a triple shy of the cycle, in fact. He has 1 triple on the season. And this one, chin music, count goes 1-2. But a tough part of this lineup, their top 5 hitters have done the predominance of damage tonight, other than that 2-run double in the top half of the 8th by the 6th place hitter Lancaster that gave them their brief 8-7 lead, and that one catching him on the wrist and he looked like he wanted just to get on anyway, but boy, I think that one ended up stinging a lot more than he thought it was going to. But second hit by pitch in the game, and the first on the Coastal Carolina side. The complaint from Monty Lee is that Cook did not do enough to get out of the way. By the way, that was the 4th career grand slam for Seth Beer, his 2nd this season. And Monty Lee complaining indeed to the home plate umpire Mike Cheek that more of an effort needed to be made by Cook, and it wasn't. To get out of the way. So here's Gore. And Gore, the only one of their top 4 batters who hasn't homered tonight. Davidson, Rollman, Weston, Jackson, and Beer have hit home runs for the Tigers. Cook, Woodall, and Myers have homered for the Coastal Carolina team. Here's Gore, who still is 2 for 4 on the night. Moved his average up to 317. And came home on the 3-run homer in the 6th by Woodall. At the time that Woodall came to the plate, his team was down 7-1, but that suddenly brought life back to the Chanticleers. They proceeded to score 7 straight runs and take an 8-7 lead after 7.5. And the switch hitting Gore taking that time. Count goes 2-1. And that one just foul. Cox was in a great place with the Tigers playing no doubles. Surely he would have been able to stop that had it been fair.
Real important that Tiger pitcher finally makes a really good 2-strike pitch here. Try and get a ground ball. Maybe double play.
Steps out. Of course, a bit of wry revenge for the Clemson fandom for all the time that Coastal was taking, meeting at the mound and all that before the Beer Grand Slam, and to have him deliver. There were some laughs to go along with that feeling of relief when he put the Tigers back in front. That one was mighty close, and the count goes full, so the drama intensifies just a little bit more here in the Coastal night. But a little bit low.
Yeah, I mean, it's one that was a strike during the game, but earlier in the game, but he tightened up a little bit on Billis to start that inning too. So being consistent here.
And we'll do it again. That might have been ball 4 that he swung at, but probably too close to take. Especially after he just took the pitch before. It's the same thing when you're a basketball player and you feel like you get away with a call. Be nowhere near the ball for a long time, or else you'll promptly be called for a ticky-tack foul. The same thing for a batter. If you get a call on ball 3, you better be protecting the plate the rest of the at-bat and anything close. And again, a payoff pitch and a swing and a miss on a high fastball. That's out number 1.
Really nice location by Gilliam. That ball was out of the strike zone, but when you're in the pressure and it's full count, it looks great. You cannot resist but to swing at that
ball. Runner moves up from first to second on the play. They will give it a stolen base. I believe that's the 2nd strikeout registered by Gillum for Tigers pitching. That is a 6th on the night. And this one fouled back by the big, powerful Kevin Woodall, junior out of Georgetown, South Carolina. Tigers once had a first baseman from Georgetown named Michael Johnson, who had himself a fine career in a Clemson uniform. Woodall, the Sun Belt leader in home runs, he added to his total tonight with his 18th, that 3-run bomb. This one hit the other way, but Jackson has it measured in right. Runner took off for third. Let's see if he can get back to second. He does just in time. I don't know what Cook was thinking. He was way, way off the bag, much further than he needed to be for a ball hit that deep. And now the Tigers 1 out away from closing out the home schedule in the regular season with what would be a 26th home win on the campaign and their 38th overall, and make them 22-4 outside of the ACC.
Yeah, only thing I can think of is that Cook thought maybe there was 2 outs and promptly got instructed to get back just in time.
Myers, that home run in the 6th inning on the first pitch he saw from the Tigers lefty Jacob Hennessy. And he singled and scored his last time up, and that time swing and a miss. So here comes the 0-1 pitch, and that one fouled off. Tigers are 1 strike away from getting the victory.
Gilliam's found his curveball. He's been pounding inside on Myers here, allowing him to foul it off his leg and foot. Got him 0-2 now.
Myers has struck out just 21 times this season. Gilliam trying to get that 3rd win on the year for him. And here comes the pitch. Myers stays alive. Guy who faced the Tigers when he was at North Carolina a couple years back. That's where he started his career. This Coastal team, they've shown tonight, they're going to be a tough out the rest of the way in the Sun Belt. And again, whoever gets them in a regional, that's going to be the team you least like to face. They've got a lot of weapons. Off speed and pulled foul. And with the pitching they can throw at you on the weekend. And again, that's the thing about these midweek non-conference games, unless they're the rivalry series. It would have been really interesting to see Charlie Barnes go against Alex Cunningham.
Yeah.
And it would be really interesting to see a 3-game series of the guys they have, Cunningham, Beckwith, and their 3rd starter they've gone to has been pretty good. And of course, Clemson's 3 pitchers have been very solid this year, if not spectacular at times. Again, an 0-2 pitch, and a swing and a miss. And Gilliam indeed able to end things with a strikeout. Strikes out 2 in the 9th inning, and the Tigers come off the deck. They had a 6-run lead midway through this game. They saw that disappear, but in the 8th inning, their top slugger and the reigning National Player of the Year delivered a bomb against the reigning national champions. Seth Beers grand slammed the difference in the 11-8 victory.
Hot, sticky night. It was a hitter's night. They were the ones that were the show tonight. But even though the Tigers gave up a large run, I think long run, this is going to be one of the best things that's happened for them, to have Beer come through with a bases-loaded grand slam. I think you'll see the Tigers really rally around that, and I look for them to play well this weekend. Such
a big blast and worthy of another look. Bags were full. His team was down by a run, but you just had a feeling he was going to groove one for his 4th career grand slam, 2nd of the year, and you just see the excitement. Of course, we told you Clemson had that team meeting earlier today, and this is just the kind of thing you would want later in the day. Well, enjoyed it throughout the year, my man. You and I still have some work to do.